Hello, this is Nomeo Gaming, back with another episode of Ostranauts Unraveled. In this episode, we're going to talk about the starter ships, and I'm just going to give some of my opinions, recommendations on which ones to choose. I'm using a mod called Choose Your Own Ship by, I believe it's NXT Trains. You can get it on the Ostranauts Discord forums under the mod section. Um, Basically, when you seek your ship, it'll allow you to choose whichever one you want instead of having to wait a year between and randomly get one. My recommendations, I'm going to put them into two sections. There's going to be the moderate ones, which I would highly recommend you do a moderate one, moderate difficulty one, if you are new to the game. And then I'll do another one on the low and very low ratings ones. So I'm going to go through them in order of my suggestion. My For the moderate ones, I'd highly recommend you do the endurance salvage pod. It has the most space out of all of them, and it has lots of redundancy on it. There's a bunch of stuff you have to do to repair because there's going to be a bunch of damaged pieces here and there. Uh, but everything on board, there's going to be enough to have it functioning right off the bat. But it gives you a lot more to work with and a lot more space to work with. I believe it has somewhere around 85 plus slots. There's a couple more from some containers that it has inside of it. The second one I would suggest is going to be the small shuttle, which is the Dream. It has up to 76 slots if you remove all of the chairs, and it's good for expanding because you can remove these walls and add some doors and then expand out the sides to make separate rooms. It's good for making into a permanent ship and building out from. Third is going to be one of the salvage pods. There's two of them here. I believe it's this one. Yeah, the TU-77A. It has a full-size battery and a decent amount of space, 52 slots. Other than that, it doesn't really have anything special. But I mean, it's got cooling and heater and everything. So it's a good all-around ship. So I put it as my third recommendation. Fourth recommendation is going to be the utility pod or the Melody. It has 24 spots plus a couple that are external. So this is one that might be good to expand upon also, because you can just build around your little your external parts because it has the battery outside and the thruster outside. But there isn't an easy way to get out there unless you're exiting the ship from a derelict or such. So I'll put that as the fourth ranked one. My fifth ranked one is going to be the small salvage pod, which is the TU-70A. The reason for that is it has a small battery right here, so it doesn't have as much power to be able to go around and do things, and it doesn't have a lot of space. It only has 28 slots. Sorry, it only has 29 slots, so it doesn't have as much room to be able to grab stuff. And the last one's going to be this salvage pod up here, which is the little putt. It has 28 slots if you remove the chairs, but it is pretty expensive for what it is. It's one of the most expensive of the ships with that 910, and it doesn't really have anything that jumps out. I mean, it has a small battery, which is another concern, just like the last one. So it would probably be the lowest on my list. I'm going to switch over to the low and very low ones now, which there's only two of them, which is the retrofit container and the the makeshift salvage pod. The number one of those two that I would suggest is the makeshift salvage pod. The problem with it is that its airlock is external, so there's space right here, and it's going to be, you got to make sure you have your helmet on when leaving the ship and getting going back. So it's just something you need to be a little more aware of. Every time you open your door, it's going to lose all of its air. Upside is it's a pretty small area, so it doesn't lose that much air, and it's easy to expand on because you can go out of your ship and build out. It is pretty cheap too. One of the second cheapest at 383 k. So if you want a cheap ship to start out with, this is probably the recommendation for me. And the last one's going to be the retrofit container. It is tiny. It has no O2 life support at all. So it only takes whatever you grab from the station. So if you do end up getting this, I highly recommend you get a O2 container in it as soon as possible. Upside of this one is it's extremely cheap. I've been able to pay it off in the first before I'd even make a payment on it, other than the first one. But you have to expand upon it pretty quickly to be able to do that and make sure and get that O2 in there. I highly recommend, if you ever get this, to make sure you have EVA suit skill and an EVA suit. Otherwise, it's going to be basically a death trap. So, yeah, that is my suggestion list for the starter ships in Ostranauts. I hope this helps when you're choosing your ship, and if you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe. Have a good one.